Melinda Martinez, Master of Science in Law. Melinda's philosophy in life is you must always have faith in people, and most importantly, you must always have faith in yourself. Melinda would like to thank her family and friends for supporting her educational endeavors. She says this might be her last degree. Might. Tijuana Waters, Master of Science in Law. A native from the Big Apple, Tijuana Waters started her career in the financial district of New York City with a business degree in hand. Although she felt accomplished in a successful financial career, 25 years later, always having a heart for the law, her husband encouraged her to reinvent herself and complete that law degree she had a heart for so long. Deana Kotor, Juris Doctor. Since childhood, Deana has dreamed of becoming a lawyer. The enormous amount of support received from her loving friends and family was crucial to the realization of her goals. She thanks each of those in her life for the special gifts of friendship and family that has gotten her here. Stephen Janda, Juris Doctor. Stephen thanks his father, James Janda, for instilling in him a work ethic to persevere. He thanks his brother, Peter, who inspired him to wrestle through law school and to graduate with honors. He thanks his sisters for standing with him in their hearts and his sons for inspiring him to be a better man. And for God, who makes all things possible when you believe. Sanad Kartar, Juris Doctor. Sanad is part Saudi and part Syrian, living in Stockholm, Sweden. Ever since he was 15, he knew that he was destined to become a lawyer. Finally, now at 30, that dream has come to fruition. He would like to thank his parents, Osama and Maysoon, for their undying support and encouragement. Lauren Fowler, Bachelor of Business Administration. Lauren will be graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration with hopes of eventually owning her own business. She would like to thank God, her parents Ronald and Redelia Fowler, and her brother Christian. She could not have done this without your love and support. Alex Goodman, Bachelor of Business Administration. From Calgary, Alberta, Alexander has always been intrigued with product development. This led him to expand and develop his marketing knowledge. He hopes that his achievements and determination provide opportunities in the marketplace around the globe. Alexander would like to thank his family and friends for their encouragement and support. Francisco Guerrero, Bachelor of Business Administration. From Lake Elsinore, California, Francisco is now more than ever convinced that education is the path that leads to self-actualization. His future plans are to hopefully be able to obtain his MBA and become an entrepreneur. He thanks his beautiful wife, Brenda, for her relentless support throughout this educational journey. Cameron Rizvani, Bachelor of Business Administration. Cameron would like to thank everyone who has supported him with his degree, including all the CalSouthern mentors, staff members, and advisors. Also, his wife and his sister really motivated him to finish this degree despite his busy schedule. Mona Al-Khatib, Master of Business Administration. From Edmonton, Canada, Mona Al-Khatib has been interested in management roles in her career and wanted to complement her experience with an MBA degree. She thanks her mom, Naja, and daughter, Lena, who encouraged her and supported her throughout the program. Kim Chu, Master of Business Administration. From the Seattle area, Washington, Kim is a senior marketing executive with over 20 years of international expertise in the high-tech industry. She thanks her family and especially her husband, Arn, who encourages and supports her academic endeavor throughout it all, thick and thin. She hopes to impart the importance of education and continuous learning to her children, Max and Emmy. Luke Haley, Master of Business Administration. Luke Haley has been an engineer with the telecommunications industry for the past 8 years. He's successfully led mergers and acquisitions while completing his MBA program with a specialty in project management. When asked what's next, he replied, grabbing my fly fishing pole and a good book to head to the river. Zara Hamdani, Master of Business Administration. Zara had a long-time dream to obtain her MBA, which now has come true thanks to CSU and its online learning program. She is also grateful to her children and husband for their support. She will use her degree to be a strategic leader that influences organizations to increase profits while also benefiting society and protecting the environment. Sharon Kirk, Master of Business Administration. From Michigan, Sharon would like to thank Max McDonald, family, and friends for their continued love and support through her educational journey and for inspiring her to push towards her goals. Sharon will continue to focus on her passions with working within her community and turning her dreams into plans. Tomas Markowitz, Master of Business Administration. After earning his Bachelor and Master in Theology, he moved from Poland to West Germany in 1988, before the fall of communism in Eastern Europe. He worked as a manager for one of the largest insurance companies in Germany before moving to Maryland, where he graduated from BCCC in Computer Information Systems. He worked as a software engineer for a company in England for several years before moving back to U.S. to Irvine and continued working as a senior software engineer in Aliso Viejo, where he now finished his MBA. Mark Monoghan, Master of Business Administration. Mark would like to thank his family, friends, and his bulldogs. A special thanks to his fiancée, Lana, who plans to start our doctoral program in September. Han Hong Nguyen, Master of Business Administration. Han would like to thank her family for being the foundation of her success. She would also like to thank her friends and boyfriend for constantly believing in her even when she didn't believe in herself. Without the love and support from both sides, she would have never made it to this day. Stephen Nino, Master of Business Administration. From California, Stephen has been interested in the application of technology and business since his first CCNA course in high school. He thanks his wife, parents, and children who inspired in him a love of technology. Stephen's focus is to become a Chief Information Officer for a large enterprise. Robert Shrek, Master of Business Administration. Robert first became interested in business and computers when he played on his first computer, Apple IIE. He would like to thank his wife, Michelle, kids Lincoln and Nadine, as well as his mom, dad, and sisters, April and Crystal, who have pushed him along this MBA journey. Robert looks to continue his career in IT as he progresses through management. Joseph Washington, Jr., Master of Business Administration. Joseph is a New Orleans native. He enlisted in the United States Air Force, serving 2 tours in Iraq. Following military service, he completed his undergraduate degree at the University of New Orleans. He is the managing principal of his management consulting company, People Resource Consulting, LLC. Ryan Cantrell, Master of Science in Law Enforcement, Executive Leadership. Living and working in the San Francisco Bay Area, Ryan has been working in law enforcement for the past 22 years. He was inspired to pursue an MS degree to develop more diverse leadership skills and work toward obtaining his goal of teaching criminal justice at the collegiate level. He thanks his family and friends who have inspired and supported him through the program. Jerry Maholan, Master of Science in Law Enforcement, Executive Leadership. From California, Shane has worked in law enforcement for 20 years. He would like to thank his mom, Ann, stepdad, Jerry, his children, Christian, Madison, Preston, and Taylor. Special thanks to his professors, Ron Menard, especially Mike Morris, Professor Mike Morris. He would like to send a special thanks to his love of his life, Dr. Heather Williams, for her unwavering support. Francisco Real, Master of Science in Law Enforcement, Executive Leadership. Francisco has been a police officer for more than 16 years. He's been married to his better half, Flor Real, for 20 years and has 2 children, Xavier and Victoria. Francisco hopes to use his degree as an instrument to promote the leadership skills and knowledge he has acquired at CalSouthern. He would like to thank all of his mentors, specifically Dr. Morris and his family, for their help. Michelle Risk, Master of Science in Law Enforcement, Executive Leadership. From Southern California, Michelle has a passion for leadership and law enforcement. She thanks her parents, husband, and especially Kane and Kate for their continued love and support. Michelle's focus is to gain personal growth and help law enforcement professionals maintain a dynamic quality of life. Adesoji Adesuba, Doctor of Business Administration. From Nigeria, Adesoji, with 5 other degrees in law, investment, promotion, and business, has always wanted to crown his academic efforts with a doctorate. He is grateful to his lifelong friend, Prince Adekunbo Kayon, who encouraged and supported him and made it possible for him to practicalize what all he learned. Dr. Amber Arteaga, Doctor of Business Administration. Perseverance, God's secret to all comebacks. Dr. Amber Arteaga would like to thank her husband, Rod, son Lucas, and her family, friends, and colleagues for their support. Special thanks to our doctoral committee, Dr. Morris, Dr. Booker, and Dr. Phillips for their guidance through a very challenging personal and professional season. Although the sacrifice was great, the reward was greater. Jeffrey Walker, Doctor of Business Administration. Jeff has always believed in education. It provides the tools to pursue dreams. He would like to thank his amazing wife, their 5 great sons, and his parents, who have encouraged him since grade school. Check, please.
Edward Bias, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Eddie is from Susanville, California. His biggest accomplishment is being the best dad and husband to a family of 6, his wife Gabby, and his 4 children, Landon, Roman, Grace, and Levi Bias. Eddie is a case manager, drug and alcohol counselor for Lassen County and specializes with high-risk transitional youth. Robyn Fox, Bachelor of Arts Psychology. Robyn is a substance abuse counselor who has been studying psychology since she was 13 with a passion for helping felons struggling with mental illness. She thanks her parents, Robert and Christy, for encouraging her to never give up on her dreams, Dustin Larono for his unconditional support, and Michelle Vinard for her unwavering love. Sandy Lee, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Sandy, from Dana Point, California, has been interested in the behavioral sciences for the past 30 years. Sandy loves to learn, and her 3 children, Cole, Whitney, and Michaela, inspired her to continue her own formal education after all 3 of her children had left for college. Besides her children, Sandy would like to thank Peter Curtin, Catherine Enna, and Mike Didalot for supporting her aspirations for wanting to obtain her college degree. Carrie Ordoins, Bachelor of Arts Psychology. From Northern California, Carrie is a dedicated wife and a proud mom of 3 children. Her passion is helping others achieve goals in health and fitness and was inspired by her husband, Dan, to complete her degree. Carrie plans to continue her education, pursuing a master's degree in performance psychology. Nadine Salman, Bachelor of Arts Psychology. Nadine Salman loves to help people with issues that they struggle with, whether the issue is with family, friends, or even strangers she just met. She would like to thank Dr. Phillip for his encouragement, her immediate family for their patience, and allowing her to do what's needed. And finally, Emmanuel for helping her through the struggles when she wanted to give up. Kimberly Schleichelman, Bachelor of Arts Psychology. Through facing her own challenges in life, Kimberly decided to pursue an education and career in psychology. She would like to thank her family and friends for their love and support and for always encouraging her to become the best version of herself. Most importantly, she would like to thank them for believing in her through the times when she lacked the ability to believe in herself. Amy Albert, Master of Arts in Psychology. Amy Albert spent more than 2 decades as a journalist before pursuing her goal of becoming a psychotherapist in private practice, working at the intersection of modern psychoanalytic theory and effective neuroscience. Amy sends thanks to Dean Hamilton and Kathleen Hawks, and to her husband, Kit Ratchlis, for endless love and support. Rachael Angley, Master of Arts in Psychology. Rachael would like to thank her parents, Gary and Rowena, and her husband, Louis, for all their love and support during these past 4 years. Elizabeth Buckley, Master of Arts in Psychology. Elizabeth is excited to begin her career in psychology after several years in marketing and advertising. She is happy to be following in her parents' estimable footsteps towards licensure and successful private practice. She is grateful for the support of her family and friends and everyone who said, "Hey, you'd be good at that." She would especially like to thank her dad for inspiring her with a love for counseling. Mary Chang, Master of Arts in Psychology. A California resident, Mary always was driven to learn and help others in her community. With this achievement, Mary is dedicated to apply her learning in a greater context. Mary is grateful and appreciative of her family and positive influences who have made this educational and life accomplishment a reality. Jane Maragua, Master of Arts in Psychology. From Kenya, Jane's desire is to build relationships and bring healing in the life of every individual she encounters. She thanks her parents who encouraged her to keep working hard. She also thanks her husband who has been a pillar of light and support in every step she took to complete this journey. Her 3 boys have never stopped praying for their mom. From the bottom of her heart, she says thank you. Justin Stargard, Master of Arts in Psychology. Justin would like to thank his fiancée, Kirsten, for her love and support, his mom and dad for always being there. Sincerest thanks to everyone Justin has worked with as a psychiatric technician for the past 10 years. This experience taught him that there is much more he can offer than playing handball at Courtyard or chess in the day room. Veronica Thurman, Master of Arts in Psychology. Veronica was born and raised in Southern California. Veronica would like to obtain her licensure in order to work with adults with mental health issues. She would like to thank her parents and husband for always supporting her, and thank her baby daughter for continuing to inspire her each day. Trevor Lopez, Master of Science in Psychology. From Southern California, Trevor has always been and always will be interested in learning why things are the way they are. Trevor would like to thank the United States military for inspiring him to pursue his education. Go Navy. Upon graduation, Trevor plans on pursuing his PsyD, Doctor of Psychology. Caitlin Borninski, Master of Science in Psychology. Katie would like to thank her parents, Dan and Cheryl, her fiance, Eric, and best friend, Ali, for being amazingly supportive as she pursued her dream career. Caitlin's goal is to become a certified life coach and help athletes to reach their full potential. Sabrina Cottle Icon, Master of Science in Psychology. From California, Sabrina has been interested in the behavioral sciences for many years. She thanks her husband, family, friends, and colleagues for their support. Sabrina's focus is to contribute the knowledge she has gained to the positive psychology field and help others through consciousness, health, and healing. Philip Covington, Master of Science in Psychology. Philip would like to thank his mother, Philly, who believed in him even during times when he didn't believe in himself. His sister Kimberly, to who let him be both embody and take a break from being her big brother. To Vita for loving him unconditionally, and his daughter Jasmine, his life's treasure. Latrice DeBrule, Master of Science in Psychology. Originally from Washington, D.C., Latrice completed this master's degree program overseas while stationed in the Middle East. Latrice would like to thank her family and friends who provided overwhelming support throughout her attendance in this program. She intends to continue to utilize the curriculum she learned through this program to enhance her current abilities and skill sets in the field of law enforcement. Melissa Fleming, Master of Science in Psychology. From San Diego, Melissa became interested in behavioral sciences in 2010. She thanks her mom, Pat, her boyfriend, James, and her kids, Anthony, Jasmine, and Kyra, for always showing their pride in her and giving her the strength to keep going. Melissa's focus is to obtain her PsyD to become a psychologist and to help those who never knew their father's love through the pain of abandonment and the mental health issues associated with abandonment. Sabrina Hatchet, Master of Science in Psychology. Sabrina Hatchet is a second lieutenant in the U.S. Air Force. She plans to use this degree to help lead her unit better as she progresses in the ranks. Sabrina would like to thank her husband, Barry Hatchet, who is also an active duty Air Force member. Despite numerous deployments and trainings away from each other, he has been her support system to help her graduate. Angela Lamb, Master of Science in Psychology. Angela, a Southern California native, has found her passion and path in the field of behavioral sciences. Through thick and thin, her parents, Nancy and Ree, have been a radiating light of love, support, and encouragement for her to follow her own truth. With the support of family and her loved ones, she has been able to persevere and focus on her educational goals. Kayal Latt, Master of Science in Psychology. From New York, Kayal has been interested in the behavioral sciences since his first course in college. He thanks his wife, Thazine, and his daughter, Angel, who inspired in his love for learning. Kayal's focus is to gain licensure as a psychologist and help children with mental issues. Brittany Nairos, Master of Science in Psychology. Brittany was born and raised in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. Being a professional athlete herself, Brittany hopes to pursue a career in the field of sports psychology and help other athletes reach their maximum potential through mental training. She would like to thank her parents, Blair and Karen, for their endless support and inspiration, and her sister Cassidy and boyfriend Brock. Jamaline Palomik, Master of Science in Psychology. From Maui, Jamaline thanks her loving and supportive parents, Jeff D. and Faye, who instilled the value of education at a young age. Jamaline's focus is to fulfill her dream of obtaining a psychology doctorate degree and become a licensed clinical psychologist in the state of Hawaii and California. Shayna Sorbell, Master of Science in Psychology. From Newport Beach, this girl had a difficult road to attain her Master's in Science degree in psychology, coming from a background purely in English. Though she has done it and with honors, Shayna wishes to thank her family, 4 daughters, and friends for supporting her in this endeavor, and currently, while she also completes her PsyD in psychology to become a psychologist. Danielle Nishita, Doctor of Psychology. Born in Toronto, raised in Colorado, and Danielle found her home in California. She has overcome many challenges, including a spinal cord injury, which left her bound to a wheelchair. She has not let anything stop her from succeeding at her educational goals while raising her family. Danielle thanks everyone in her life that have helped her become the person she is today. but especially her family and friends that she considers family. Haya Alsarn, Doctor of Psychology. Haya would like to thank her parents, brother, and Nicholas for their unconditional love and support throughout her studies. She plans on pursuing licensure as a psychologist in California. Robert Ambrosini, Doctor of Psychology. Dr. Ambrosini would like to thank God for this opportunity to help serve others, his wife Susan, his 3 boys, his parents and brother, and his family who provided great support during this journey. Dr. Ambrosini is currently employed as a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation and will use this degree to help law enforcement officers engage with those with mental illness. Edgar R.C., Doctor of Psychology. Edgar has been a hypnotherapist for over 20 years. He is a diplomat with the American Academy of Experts in Traumatic Stress and a retired volunteer Orange County Fire Authority firefighter and EMT. He thanks his family and friends for all their unwavering love and support. Edgar would like to thank his mother, Lupe R.C., his brother Carlos, his wife, Dr. Laura R.C., and daughter Ava R.C. for their patience, love, and support throughout his academic journey. Edgar dedicates his doctorate to his late father, Carlos R.C. Erica Ballesteros, Doctor of Psychology. From Bakersfield, California, Erica has been working within the field of correctional psychology for the past 13 years. She would like to thank God for her many blessings, her parents, Alejo and Esperanza, her sister Lucy, her best friends and compadres, and the Kern County Sheriff's Office for all their support throughout her career. She hopes to begin working as a clinical psychologist for CDCR very soon. Rhonda Beckwith, Doctorate of Psychology. First, she would like to thank God for making all possible. She would like to thank her family for their support and also all of her instructors and staff. A special thank you is extended to her daughter, Simone Martin. She loves you very, very much. Rajub Bomik, Doctor of Psychology. From New York, Rajub has been interested in psychology as long as he can remember. He thanks his wife, Priyanka, and his mother, Potul, who encouraged him greatly on this challenging doctoral journey. Rajub's aim is to gain licensure as a psychologist and help law enforcement professionals with mental health issues. Richard Bolick, Doctor of Psychology. Richard thanks his parents, especially his mother, Bertha, for encouraging him to pursue his doctoral degree in psychology. He also thanks his wife, Nancy, for her incredible support, as well as his children and family members. Richard hopes to provide sports counseling services to athletes as a part of his clinical practice following graduation. Madison Brightwell, Doctor of Psychology. Madison began her long journey of higher education in 2009 when she enrolled in CalSouthern's MA program. After graduating in 2011, she embarked upon the PsyD. Madison thanks all of the great faculty who helped inspire her, as well as her boyfriend, Ray, for always reminding her that she can succeed. Madison focuses on helping adults with trauma, and she works at Reconnect Trauma Center, as well as in her private practice in Torrance. Phoenix Brill. Phoenix is from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It was always a dream of hers to earn her doctorate in psychology. She now runs a thriving private practice and is working on publishing her second book. She is grateful for the support of her husband and children. Nashunda Troutman Carr, Doctor of Psychology. A native of Georgia, Nashunda plans to pursue licensure as a psychologist and expand her private practice to include sports psychology for young athletes. She would like to thank her husband, children, mother, and grandparents for their continued support in pursuit of her goals and aspirations. Colleen Shally, Doctor of Psychology. From San Bernardino, California, Colleen is a proud wife and mother of 3. Growing up in her native country of Zambia, she always wished she could go abroad to pursue her education in a human service arena. Today, she thanks her family here and abroad for inspiring hard work in her. She hopes this will inspire others to go beyond the sky. Hayu Chan, Doctor of Psychology. From Hong Kong, Jackie is the father of a 7-year-old girl and a 2-year-old boy named Hazel and Daryl, and he is also blessed to have a supportive wife, Minnie. Jackie is a registered psychologist in Hong Kong and has maintained a private practice for almost 10 years. Sarah Chesser Turpak, Doctor of Psychology. Sarah thanks her husband, Mike, and her parents, Alice and Bill Chesser, for their love, support, and encouragement throughout her academic career that has led her to earning this degree. Sarah plans to gain licensure as a psychologist and continue working with children and families with the goal of having her own private practice. Hallie Colorado, Doctor of Psychology. Hallie Colorado is the proud mother of 4 daughters and is extremely excited to show them that moms can, in fact, do it all. Hallie has always had a passion for psychology and looks forward to gaining her licensure as a psychologist. She would like to thank her husband and family for their love and support during this journey. Allison Kurt, Doctor of Psychology. Allison is excited to combine her two passions of golf and psychology into a successful venture, helping athletes perform their best. Allison is grateful for the support of her parents, Calvin and Michelle, who inspire her to reach her dreams. She is thankful for her family and Liz's continued encouragement to persevere through the late nights, thousands of words written for papers, and endless reading of textbooks to accomplish the feat of attaining her doctoral degree. Charisse Diaz, Doctor of Psychology. Charisse has been interested in helping others her entire life, and it has been a lifelong dream for her to achieve a doctorate. She currently has a successful private practice in Florida where she specializes in treating anxiety disorders. She thanks her husband, Emmanuel, for being a crucial part of her success and being a supporting and loving partner throughout the program and beyond. She would also like to thank her sister, Brittany, her children, Joseph and Isabella, as well as her mother and father-in-law, Monica and Jose, for their encouragement, support, and love. Alexander Edwards, Doctor of Psychology. Dr. Alexander Edwards would like to thank the faculty and staff for all the support he received from start to the end of the program. His goals moving forward is to obtain his license in California and open his own private practice. Thank you all. Susan Egan, Doctor of Psychology. Susan is grateful to her family and friends, especially Liam, Kurt, Kathy, her dad, and in particular her mother, Barbara, who instilled in her the belief that she can do anything she set her mind to. Susan is also grateful to her mentor, Dr. Brandon Eagleston, for all of his guidance and support. Susan plans to continue on in her role as a school psychologist and hopes to begin teaching at the college level as well. Angela Fisher, Doctor of Psychology. Angela Fisher has had a lifelong interest in understanding, connecting with, and empowering others. Her indomitable spirit is fueled by her parents' perpetual belief in her ability to make her dreams a reality. Post-graduation, Angela will continue to use her voice and energy to empower others and advocate for the disenfranchised. Queenie Fitzgerald, Doctor of Psychology. From Seattle, Queenie Fitzgerald is a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Washington and a geriatric mental health specialist. She thanks the Almighty for walking her through the doctoral journey. Today, she accepts her degree on behalf of the remarkable people in her life: her mother, Aunt Sarojini, her sister Sylvia, daughters Ishika, Gia, Maya, and her husband Amit Kapoor. Joyetta Gordon, Doctor of Psychology. Joyetta has been interested in a career in mental health since her first psychology class in college. She thanks Norma, Matthew, Angela, Justin, Dean, Chanel, Kimberly, her church family, and mentor, Dr. Pardo, for their support and encouragement. Joyetta's goal is to help in fighting the stigma against mental illness. Jeffrey Grisham, Doctor of Psychology. Jeffrey Lars Grisham, born and raised in Central California to parents Aaron and Marcy Grisham, who instilled in him early a love of learning, such as pursuing a doctorate in psychology from CalSouthern. Jeffrey extends special appreciation to his wife, Priscilla, whose motivation and support has been significant in achieving this goal. Jeffrey thanks his entire family for supporting him in this quest and expresses his love for them now and forever. Nicole Gurash, Doctor of Psychology. From Colorado, Nicole enjoys working with children and their families, providing applied behavioral services. She thanks her parents, John and Kitty, and her children, Ethan and Charlie, for their unfailing encouragement and support. Nicole's focus is to continue to work in her private practice and begin teaching graduate psychology courses. Catherine Hansen, Doctor of Psychology. Catherine is a registered psychologist in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. She works in private practice with specialties in trauma and addiction. She has been passionate about psychology for many years, and completing her PsyD has been a lifelong goal. Megan Harris, Doctor of Psychology. An Air Force veteran from Florida, Dr. Harris thanks her family for keeping her motivated and, most importantly, her husband, who supported her goals and stayed by her side every step of the way. Dr. Harris plans to continue with forensic psychology and study criminal behavior among serious offenders. Nesta Hay, Doctor of Psychology. Nesta has a passion to provide healing to victims who are hurting as a result of traumatic experience. She thanks her husband, Joshua, and her children for their encouragement and support. She thanks the California Southern University team for their guidance. Nesta will continue to pursue her passion. Cassandra Hazel, Doctor of Psychology. Cassandra would like to thank her mother, Valerie, who inspired in her a love of learning and the diligence to reach her goals. Cassandra would like to thank her family for their love and support. Cassandra would also like to thank her 80-year-old grandmother, Sadie Mae, for her unconditional love. Sherry Helgo, Doctor of Psychology. From Southern California, Sherry has been a practicing therapist for over 20 years and an adjunct professor for 12 years. She thanks her husband, Ron Garber, who inspired her to pursue her doctorate degree and was with her every step of the way. She also thanks her family and friends for their support. Sherry's focus will be on authoring a book, consulting, and continuing her clinical practice and teaching. Natalie Hewitt, Doctor of Psychology. Natalie has been inspired by those that have suffered through trauma. She thanks her husband, Mike, and her son, Brandon, for supporting her through her journey of graduating with a doctorate degree in psychology. Natalie will continue to work with military members that have served in combat and survived sexual assault while in the military. Lakeisha Hyatt, Doctor of Psychology. From Virginia, Lakeisha has provided therapeutic treatment to children, adolescents, and adults, which drew her interest to psychology. She thanks God for internal and external guidance, children, family, friends, and employees. Lakeisha's focus is to continue to provide counseling to the mental health and substance use population and to expand her craft into educating others. Sholay Irons, Doctor of Psychology. Sholay would like to thank her parents, Jafar and Fari, for always emphasizing the importance of education and supporting her throughout her educational endeavors. She would also like to thank her husband, Kurt, for always being supportive of her personal and professional goals. Their continued support and sacrifices helped her complete her PsyD in 2 years. Today, she also celebrates this accomplishment with her brother, Cameron Rezvani, who is also graduating. Paula Jacobs, Doctor of Psychology. Paula has been a registered nurse for nearly 30 years and is passionate about working with families as they transition to parenthood. She specializes in reproductive and infant mental health, and she loves working with parents, babies, and children. She would like to thank her husband, children, and her mom for their unwavering support. Julia Kaluga, Doctor of Psychology. From Los Angeles, licensed marriage and family therapist, licensed professional clinical counselor, she thanks her family, friends, and colleagues for all of her achievements. Emma Kang, Doctor of Psychology. Emma Kang thanks her parents, Ook and Young, that they inspired her for a love of learning. Special thanks to her husband, Sung, and her 2-year-old son, Hayden Jungwoo. Dr. Judy Kelly, Doctor of Psychology. Judy has been interested in working with victims of domestic violence since her undergraduate studies at USC. She is deeply grateful for the support and encouragement of her daughters, Jamie and Janelle, son Alan, and niece Tamra, and husband Arthur. She knows that this endeavor has had a positive effect in modeling perseverance and academic pursuit for her children, grandsons, nieces, and nephews. She hopes that it has demonstrated to each of them that they can accomplish whatever they choose. Shazia Lakadawala, Doctor of Psychology. Shazia is a licensed clinical psychologist at Rashid Hospital in Dubai. She is from India and presently lives in Dubai with her family. Shazia earned her master's degree from India and has more than 15 years of clinical experience in psychology. She uses an eclectic approach in her clinical practice and would like to thank her family and friends for all of their support. Su Ping Janet Lau, Doctor of Psychology. From Hong Kong, Janet has been inspired by her own gifted ADHD children to redirect her career as a psychologist. She has industriously accomplished this doctorate and attained her lifelong ambition. She thanks her friends, lovely family, Dick, Aislinn, and Aurora. She is devoted to help needy children and gain psychologist licensure. Florine Lecomte, Doctor of Psychology. Florine believes this achievement wouldn't be possible without her trust in God and the love and understanding of her amazing family. Eternally grateful to Janessa, Justin, Jean, Jessiana, John Marie, John, Charlie, and Francine, and Felix for their encouragement and faith in her, which erased her doubts and inspired her to shine.
Carissa Lentz, Doctor of Psychology. Hi, Carissa. From California, Carissa has been interested in the behavioral sciences since her first psychology course in high school. She thanks her husband, Brian, and parents, Bill and Karen, for their support throughout her academic career. Carissa plans to gain licensure as a psychologist and continue to help those who struggle with mental illness. Selena Waipan Liu, Doctor of Psychology. Selena is the host of a mental health program at San Francisco Radio Broadcast. Working in a private practice setting, she is also the instructor of process therapy for graduate students. She wants to thank her husband Joseph, her sons John and Rich, who accompany her along the way by learning and providing support, and her sister Rebecca, brother-in-law Elliot, for their encouragement. Johana Lagarza. Johana is originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and she has a master's degree and license in mental health counseling. She has reached her highest educational goal by obtaining her doctorate's degree in psychology, summa cum laude. She resides in Florida and also owns her private practice. Her family and loved ones are here with her today, and she is forever grateful for their support and motivation in this journey. Adrian Lowe, Doctor of Psychology. From Hong Kong, Adrian has been interested in the workplace stress research, and his doctoral research was on workplace stress that was conducted in a big corporation in Hong Kong. Adrian thanks God, his wife Gwyn, for the support, and hopes to continue with workplace stress research to help employees alleviate from their mental health issues. Arshad Mahmood, Doctor of Psychology. Arshad's longtime goal has been to complete his PsyD. After completing his previous degrees, he worked in clinical psychology for many years. Moving to Canada delayed his studies, but he is now excited to complete them. Arshad would like to thank his family and friends for their continued support. Tanaz Moen. Over the last 10 years, Tanaz's consuming interest in psychology has transformed into great amount of passion for helping others who struggle with mental illness. Tanaz thanks her supporting family and mentors who inspired and supported her through the journey. She will continue her growth in the field in Dallas, Texas. Levine Morgan, Doctor of Psychology. From Kingston, Levine became interested in behavioral sciences while teaching at high school. She wishes to thank Ms. Angela Stennett and her other colleagues who inspired her to pursue counseling at the postgraduate level. As a practicing psychologist, Levine has been helping children and adolescents with mental health issues. Dinah Morley, Doctor of Psychology. From New Jersey, Deana? Deana is a licensed clinical social worker who has worked in behavioral health for over 10 years. She thanks her husband, Nick, for his continuous support and encouragement. Special thank you to our two children, William and Emma, who are the pride and joy of her life. In addition, Deana thanks her mom, dad, and sister, Darla, for their loving foundation and unconditional support. She's thankful for her family's support, which has helped her to enjoy many special opportunities. Michelle Dow, Palak, Narangajavana, Doctor of Psychology. Michelle would like to thank her parents, Yonan and Clara, who inspired her for a love of learning. She has two younger brothers, Jalen and Ty. She and her husband, Kiribun, have a pet son, Poco. Alejandro Navarrete Aguilar, Doctor of Psychology. Alejandro is a Peruvian immigrant living in Atlanta since 2002. He has been working in the mental health and educational field since 1988. He founded the Counseling Institute of Atlanta, center that provides counseling to minorities in Georgia. His wife and two children are the essence of his success. Margaret Newbury-Jones, Doctor of Psychology. Margaret hails from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. She operates her own consulting and counseling business in Canada, providing counseling and sexual health education to folks with intellectual and developmental disabilities and those who support them. She thanks her husband, Peter, and children, Hannah and Fraser, for their love and ongoing support. Tracy Kate Nicole Pletsky-Telecki, Doctor of Psychology. Tracy Kate, a marriage and family therapist, is excited to become a doctor. Tracy Kate's research is on the effectiveness of teletherapy as a treatment modality. Tracy Kate would like to thank her parents, her brother, her husband, and most of all her baby girl, Victoria Rose, for all their love and support. Denise Preuss, Doctor of Psychology. Denise has completed her journey to become a PsyD. Her focus is to gain her state licensure and continue provided expedited care for trauma using EMDR therapy. She thanks her loving and supportive husband, who always encouraged her desire for education, her two wonderful boys, and her parents. Rita Rel Reyes, Doctor of Psychology. From Canary Islands, Spain, but living in Montreal, Canada, she has always been passionate about relational dynamics and helping others. She thanks her husband, Michael Roberton, who has always encouraged her in all her projects of studying and dancing. She also thanks her parents, Fernando and Rita, who encouraged her to go further in life. Tracy Riley, Doctor of Psychology. From Alabama and living in Florida for the last 20 years, Tracy aged out of the foster care system, knowing that one day she would make a difference in the lives of those around her. She readily admits that she would not be here today without the undying support and motivation of her husband, Derek. She's also grateful to all her 3 children for always inspiring her to be a better parent than she ever had. To Brittany, Brooke, and Wesley, you are all her favorite. Sandra Cravens Robinson, Doctor of Psychology. Sandra from Washington State has always pursued holistic healing in her clinical nursing practice for over 50 years. Her interest in mental health has inspired her life's quest from spiritual, mental, and physical aspects of wellness for adults and children. She served in the Army Nurse Corps for 20 years, providing behavioral health to our fighting force. She thanks her brother and sister for accompanying her here today. Afsani Roshanga Fuller, Doctor of Psychology. She wishes to thank Jeffrey and Charles Fuller, Reverend Margaret French, Ryan Roshanga, Susie and Elisa Taban, sorry for misspelling names, for being here to share this joyous moment. Anna Laura Rugis Lukasik, Doctor of Psychology. Currently living in Shanghai, China, Laura has been passionate about human behavior and interpersonal relations. She is deeply grateful to her husband Greg and children Matthias and Nicholas for their support and for making the road towards achieving this doctorate degree a reality. Manuel Schmerer, Doctor of Psychology. Living in Germany, Manuel discovered a passion for hypnosis as a catalyst for change. He is thankful for the ways CalSouthern doctoral program has helped him grow, professionally and personally. He seeks to get licensed as a psychologist in Australia or New Zealand, raise a family, and enjoy life. Karen Servants, Doctor of Psychology. Karen is an enrolled member of the Grosvenor tribe. She gives thanks to the Creator, her parents, husband Michael, daughter Camila, and son Joshua, her professors, and the Severns and Bezer clan. Your support and encouragement will never be forgotten and means more than words could ever say. Love you all. She says, mean it. Natasha Sharma, Doctor of Psychology. Natasha is a leading authority in the world of educational health. She is a therapist, owner of Toronto Psychology Clinic, and KS Therapy, a TV media personality and creator-author of the Kindness Journal. She is also a co-founder of the emotional fitness e-learning platform launching this summer, Rule Your Emotions. Despite being one busy lady, Dr. Natasha's most treasured role and joy in life is being a mother to her 2 young boys. Thank you to Lady Slav. She could not have done this without your love and support. Erica Soto, Doctor of Psychology. From Southern California, Dr. Erica wanted to pursue a degree in psychology since she was in the 8th grade. She thanks her mother, father, sister, and Nana for supporting her through the most difficult times in her life. Without them, she would not be here. Dr. Soto has a passion for working with children in a school-based setting, as well as teaching graduate and undergraduate students online. Angelica Soto, Doctor of Psychology. Angie would like to thank her family who has offered her much support and patience during her journey. She would also like to thank her family at Community Access Network for the opportunities to grow as a clinician. Angie plans to use her education experience to serve foster youth by developing trauma-informed interventions that improve their functioning and resilience. Noara Sued, Doctor of Psychology. From St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, Dr. Sued has been interested and fell in love with psychology in her senior year of high school. She's now graduating with her doctorate in psychology and would like to thank her family, friends, and of course Allah for all the love, motivation, support, and inspiration to get where she is now. All right, Tanisha Timms, Doctor of Psychology. She'd like to thank God, her son Elijah for believing and inspiring her completion, her family for being proud, Dr. Gabe Brown and Dr. Salvucci for the motivation. Born and raised in Compton in South Central Los Angeles, she will be opening her clinical practice in the Los Angeles area and globally. Shonda Troutman Carr, Doctor of Psychology. A native of Georgia, she plans to pursue licensure as a psychologist and expand her private practice to include sports psychology for young athletes. She would like to thank her husband, children, mother, and grandparents for their continued support and pursuit of her goals and aspirations for the last 28 years. Love you all.
And now, welcome back to the podium, Dr. Gwyn Feinstone for the confirmation of degrees. Graduates, please stand.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by authority of the Board of Trustees, your degree is hereby granted with all the rights, privileges, honors, and marks of distinction. You may now move your tassel from right to left. And congratulations, you did it!